Good afternoon. This is the Angry Capitalist. And in today's podcast episode, I'm going to be covering what I believe are the 8 fundamentals of wealth building, or really of finance in general. Before we get into it, please note this is for educational and entertainment purposes. This is not specific financial, economic, or tax advice for you. I'm not a financial advisor, and I do not know your personal situation. So please consult with your own professionals, do your own due diligence, and take responsibility for yourself. All right, here we go. So fundamentally, I believe that it's appropriate to treat your personal finance and economics like it's a game. You need to know the rules as best you can. Although I'm saying to treat it like a game, remember this is fundamentally a game of survival. And just like survival in the wilderness is an example, there are different levels to doing this. How far do you want to go? How far do you want to play this as a game? That's up to you. For some individuals, like myself, you want to play it as far as you can. For many other individuals, they're just looking for a baseline of security. I'm not here to say which is wrong and which is right. Just remember, you're still in the game and you need to act accordingly. Number 1, no one cares about you, your family, or your personal tribe as much as you do. Don't try to blame the circumstances that you're in on the system. From early hunter-gatherers to individuals within feudalism, to entrepreneurs and workers within free market capitalism, to those who find themselves underneath socialism, either in the USSR, Communist China, Venezuela, or under a modern system, fascistic corporatism. In every situation, it's unwise to fully depend on others, especially governments. Number 2, mind your business. Your income, expenses, and assets take precedence over the business of others, whether that be your boss, your friends, or extended family. I'm not saying to not be helpful or charitable. Quite the opposite. Just please put your own oxygen mask on first. Number 3, know yourself. We all have our own capabilities and limitations. You need to know yourself so that you may improve in certain aspects and where it makes sense to bring in other people. Specialists such as accountants, lawyers, electricians, plumbers, etc. I personally love to DIY a lot of the stuff that I do that are within my range or at the very edge of my capability, pushing myself a little bit further. As an example though, however, last year I'd hired an electrician to come in and replace the main breaker boxes on the duplex that I own or occupy. Well, I can certainly change light switches or fixtures. Dealing with a breaker box with a 200 amp service, that's outside of my capacity. So I brought someone else in. Number 4, understand assets. Personally, I follow the Kiyosaki definition on this, as an asset is anything that either produces cash flow or is a non-utilized store of value. An example of this would be rental real estate, a business that could include even stocks via the stock market, debts that are payable to you, whether that be in the form of an IOU or a properly written up a return note, or bonds purchased on the open market. This can also apply to intellectual property. This could be things such as patents, or as an example, the song on this video for the intro is something that I had to purchase. So this could even be things that are published, such as books, sound clips, or stock photos. This can also apply to things such as gold and collectibles that, although they're not cash flowing, they're something that you're not using that is a form of retained value. Your personal house and personal vehicle that neither have a business purpose nor act as collectibles would not be considered an asset underneath this definition. This is quite a bit contrary to conventional wisdom. However, I find it to be the most applicable when it comes to thinking of your own personal finances through the lens of building wealth. Number 5, know your cash flow. Your budget is your business. It's up for you to determine what to save, spend, or invest. The first step, however, is to know what cash is coming in and when, and where it's going from there, and when it's going out. From there, simply adjust as best you can. Number 6, be wary of allowing others to control your assets. Please pause this video and search on your preferred search engine, underwater pension funds. All right, I'll presume you came back. I'm not saying to completely avoid allowing others to help manage your assets. However, be careful and thoroughly vet these situations. I myself personally don't have a 401k. I have a Roth IRA that I self-manage. This is largely because an uncle of mine, who is now retired, is running into a tough situation, and he would like to redeploy a lot of the capital that is saved up in his 401k, and he's unable to because it's managed by someone else and has various regulatory burdens placed on it. Number 7, make your money work for you. It's completely fine if you're going to trade hours for dollars. Lots of very well-off people do that. Once again, accountants, lawyers, tradespeople, they can all produce a sizable income doing that. However, that's not a very secure position, and it won't make you wealthy. Ultimately, I believe it's necessary to accumulate assets which will pay you even if you were injured or laid off. A brief note on that, a friend of mine was laid off, and as a result, they're under a bit of financial strain. This individual works within the insurance space, and luckily, they do have some assets saved up, which are helping to pay them while they go through this time, and they do also have the option to liquidate them in an emergency should they need to. Number 8, understand tax code. While you don't need to be an expert in order to play the economic game effectively, it is, however, I believe necessary to understand the tax code even at a rudimentary level. Additionally, while I do recommend hiring a tax professional for detailed advice and service, having a basic understanding of the tax code and how it works will assist you, one, in being able to make decisions for yourself on a slightly more informed level, but also by having a basic understanding of the tax code, it'll help you in selecting a professional in that field or in any field when it comes to taxes more thoroughly. And it'll also assist you in communicating with them. Oftentimes, tax professionals will give out very generic advice. And while that certainly may be okay for the vast majority of people, if you're looking to take your finances a bit more seriously, in my estimation, it's way more helpful if you can communicate different strategies that you may be open to and then ask that professional detailed questions about what it is you would like to do. All right, we'll go ahead and conclude this video for today. If you like this kind of content, additionally, if you did like having it a little bit more curated, please go ahead and comment that down below. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell for further updates. Thank you, and take care.